that so then Victor was like, hey, I made you. And I'm like, huh?
Yeah.
I'm like, listen, how much do if I got a headache and I buy some aspirin, the aspirin costs me this much to take the headache away, right? So you telling me you want me to give you 35% of my earnings? And he
Now
was
he
like,
said, now he's for context purposes for some of the audience that just came in that may not have seen the documentary. Most of my audience did. So at that point, the reason why he said he made you is because he was giving you the HGH, the EPO, the
clear,
clear,
clear, yes,
the THG, the clear, and the insulin. Correct.
yes, yes, yes.
So he felt like he made you
Yeah,
make.
he felt like I couldn't get the clear from anyone else. You see what I'm saying? That's the only thing you couldn't get from no one else. It's the clear. So that was his golden goose. But little did he know, I had already snuck some clear to Charlie Francis, and Charlie Francis had it tested, and I also had it tested at the University of Duke
Now, why'd you have it tested?
because I wanted to find out what it was. Because I knew I had to go beyond the supplier because the supplier was a nutcase, okay?
Yes. Yes.
So what he thought I might have had, I had to give it out. So so what he was giving me, I was giving the way to be tested. So when I ran 984, I wasn't really on it because it was making me tight. You see what I'm saying? So I felt like I didn't need it going forward.
The clear.
The clear.
That makes you beat the test, correct?
Well, yeah, it doesn't show up in your test. Yes,
That's
but it don't
correct.
help make you beat the test. That is the it's like anything is. If everything got a code, if the code don't come up on the system, then the code don't have nothing to talk about.
Right.
Well, the code wasn't on the system because it wasn't a code for it.
Right.
Okay,
Yep.
so it was tremolone, but they took something out of tremolone. So if you take something out of something, the only way you can see if it's working is by using it on someone.
Yes.
Well, we found out that it was better used on a woman than a man because it drops your epic testosterone. You know what I'm saying? It drops it and suppresses your testosterone. So for a male, it makes you really tight. And that's why he came out with the next version, the cream in the clear. I never got the cream. You see what I'm saying? Testosterone cream to balance back out the testosterone to bring it back up. I
Right.
wasn't around for that. I'd already left him.
Right. Now, now when you had the HGH insulin, of course the clear and the EPO in your system, can you educate the audience? Now I asked him and certain people about what EPO is. I'm sure there's other.
EPO kind of like made me cramp, right? So EPO is supposed to be something that makes your blood produce more red blood cells so you can go longer, right?
Yeah.
So cyclists and anyone else that want to have more endurance in their muscle try to use EPO, right?
Yes.
But my blood type, it made my blood thicker. So it made me sluggish, okay? But I'm a sprinter, so I didn't have to go that far, so I didn't have to use that. You see what I'm saying? I,
Yes.
w- I'm just running rounds in the 100. I don't even do the 200. So I found I didn't need that, right? Now the human growth helps you recover, right? And
The
it also,
HGH,
excuse me, yeah, human growth as HGH, yes, human.
human growth hormone.
Yeah, and that's hard to detect too because we produce it normally, right?
Yes.
And you produce it more when you sleep, and that's why a bear has a lot of testosterone because it hibernates. Uh, the wolverine has a lot of testosterone because it hibernates, right? And that's when you release more of your HGH is when you in sleep. And we know that if you get sick, the first thing you want to do, and that's why the hospital got hospital beds, is your body rebuilds when you sleep. So if you go to the hospital and somebody's sick, most of the time they sleeping because their body is trying to produce HGH to recover.
So that means you can actually
Recover from a workout. So
but
you
train. I was about to say you
oh
train
yes,
hard.
yeah. So if you train 6 hours a day, it may take you 2 days to recover, right? If I'm on HGH, I'm gonna get more training sessions in than you are, so I'm gonna get a lot more better than you. If you train 2 times a week and I train 4 times a week, 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna be better than you, right? So all this is based off of you being able to recover quicker than the next person, so you can train harder than the next person, and as long as longer than the next person.
Got you. Now the insulin.
The insulin it's someone like a steroid too. You know, it's insulin growth factor. So insulin is something that the diabetic have to take to bring the sugar levels up, right? We know sugar also helps build muscle, and that's why bears look for honey, and muscle is glucose. You know, for strength and energy. If the body, sugar is almost like cocaine. It makes you hyper, and insulin balance that out in your body and gives you more strength. That's something that can't be detected. So you basically can get off of you can get all the gains from a steroid. I'm just going to tell you, right? A person can go somewhere and receive the gains from a steroid, right? In the off season, they can jump on a cruise. Ain't no drug testers going on no cruise trying to test you on a cruise. So you jump on a cruise and get all the gains from the muscle. Then you just maintain it with the HGH and insulin, right?
Yes.
Something that can't be detected. Steroids can stay in your system up to 10 days. If you use oil base, that's the wrong testosterone to use because it goes into your fat cells. And when you sweat or your urine, it may leak out. So your test may come up positive after you sweat. So most people use water base, which only lasts 10 days.
And in boxing, just so you notice, Tim, there is quote unquote several anti-doping agencies, but the problem is they only test you 8 weeks before you're going to fight. So in the off season or in training, you can do whatever you want.
Oh, well, then there ain't no system. And that's why Victor Conte moved to boxing.
That's correct.
He moved to something that he can manipulate. And not just that, he gave them the formula to catch people. But he
Yes.
only gave him enough formula for him to beat the formula now.
You
That's
said that you said it in the Netflix documentary too.
Yeah, that's one thing about that leopard. He'll never change his spots.
So you're basically stating there's a likelihood, more likelihood, that he's in boxing doing basically the same thing, because now not only does he have all of the ingredients, not only has he been doing this all his half his life at this point, but he has connections. You might not notice, but I do. He has connections with the testing agency. I mean, like
Wait, he,
custom.
he runs the testing agency. As far as they want to know something or something come out new, let's just do this right here, okay?
Come on.
Victor Conte is a good tar player, right?
Yes.
Let's just call it what it is.
Yes.
Victor Conte has never fought a professional boxing match in his day in his life, okay? Okay,
No.
let's go back to Memo.
Heredia.
That was my first person that Trevor put me on to go get the testosterone from.
That's where Trevor was getting it from to give it to Marion.
Yes, I I
Yeah.
went I went down to Laredo. I went to Laredo and stayed with him, Memo.
Yep.
We crossed over the border because his daddy was a veterinarian. He was a veterinarian for horses and stuff.
And his dad run a successful business out there.
Oh, you better say it. So they
I
both
know
got
his history too.
yeah, they both got it. I know both of them. I was with them when that was the first person Trevor sent me to go see. And that's when I came back with the testosterone, and that's when Chrissy told me not to take it. And the same testosterone I came back with, CJ Hunter ended up getting busted during the Olympic Games.
In 2000, he got busted with that nandrolone.
That was the same testosterone I bought back from. I bought a big vial and I gave it to Trevor.
Barry Bonds got caught with that nandrolone.
Yes, he did.
Andre Berto, who was with Victor at the time in 2012, got busted with that nandrolone.
Listen, the conversation we having is the same conversation I was having about Maurice Green. It don't matter until they get caught.
I know.
And once you get in the ring, your job is to beat the steroid, right? If you don't beat the steroid, you lost the fight.